Yo, hey,
What?
can you stop that?
Oh, sorry, just my favorite song came on, my bad.
Alright, we need to focus. Alright, come on, let's go. Okay, so what Fable, I think, was saying here was that romanticism essentially was a good thing. It was a new. Are you listening?
Oh,
Luke,
what?
did you hear anything I just said?
Oh, I didn't know you were talking to me.
Jesus. Hi, my name is Coleman.
Hi, I'm Luke, and we're going to be talking about headphones and the digital revolution.
Yeah, we're looking at how always listening to music affects students when they study and the negative effects of always listening to music when you walk around and do daily stuff.
So, let's get into it.
Hey, Zach, what's up? What are you listening to?
Just music.
Why do you listen to music when you study?
I guess it helps me focus.
Do you use headphones when you study?
Yes,
Why?
because I feel like they make me less distracted and I'm able to focus on my work if other people are talking around me.
Do you use headphones when you study?
I do.
Why?
I don't know. It's kind of like nice to have that in the background while you're studying. Kind of keeps your mind off how painful it is to do homework.
As you can see, a lot of students swear by the fact that they find music more helpful. They say that it helps focus and it blocks out background noises. But really, I've always found that music was something that more distracted me when I was trying to focus on something. It took away from the reading, from what I was trying to learn. And there's actually a lot of studies that back up this point of view. One of these studies, led by researchers from Cardiff Metropolitan University, looked at answering this question: does music help people when they study? They had students review essays and they broke them up into 4 groups. One of the groups reviewed the essays in silence. The second group reviewed it while listening to music with no lyrics, like classical music. The third group listened to music with lyrics that was also music that they liked. And then the final group listened to music with lyrics, but it was music that they did not like.
The results showed that the groups listening to music with lyrics, whether they liked the music or disliked the music, were the least productive group when it came to studying. In the middle was group number 2, the group that listened to music without any lyrics. And the most productive group was the group that studied in silence. This shows how useful studying in silence is compared to studying while listening to music. Another study, now known as the irrelevant sound effect, offers an explanation for why music might be harmful. The study concluded that variances in tone and pitch actually disrupted the students' short-term memory, leading to differences in how much information they could retain. This makes sense because if you're listening to music, the sound's going to take up processing space in your brain. Processing space that could be used for the information that you're studying.
Here we are at Hyde Park, a beautiful, peaceful, tranquil place where many people go to walk around, or go on runs, or simply just get a moment of silence. But as you walk around, you'll notice that multiple people have their headphones in. This is a good example of a common trend that has developed in the modern age. People are constantly just listening to music, whether that's when they're going on runs, walking down the street, cooking, or they're in class, or even sleeping at night in bed. People are constantly having some kind of input from their headphones. A TED Talk by Amber Chase called "We Are All Cyborgs Now" expresses some of our concerns perfectly about the dangers of having constant input from music, or in the case of the TED Talk, our phones.
What I'm really worried about is that people aren't taking time for mental reflection anymore, and that they aren't slowing down and stopping being around all those people in the room all the time that are trying to compete for their attention on the simultaneous time interfaces, paleontology, and panic architecture. They're not just sitting there. And really, when you have no external input, that is the time when there's a creation of self, when you can do long-term planning, when you can try and figure out who you really are. And then once you do that, you can figure out how to present your second self.
One of the points Chase brings up in her TED Talk is one of our largest concerns surrounding headphones. With constant headphone input, people no longer have time to sit in silence and reflect on their lives. This can lead to many problems as self-reflection and sitting in silence leads to the development of many different factors. One study conducted by Christopher Long and James Averill determined that moments of little to no input help develop certain factors such as creativity, intimacy, and spirituality, and this highlights the importance of silence and not using headphones. We're not saying music is bad. Music has its uses. It can brighten someone's mood, bring people together, and it has huge cultural significance.
All we're saying is that music has its time and place, and that's not why you're studying. Music can hinder the learning process. Also, while music is good, remember to every now and then take out your earbuds and have a moment to yourself.
Like maybe Hyde Park.